Hey, I'm so excited to be sharing another story from an inspirational business owner. I've just been looking for people to inspire me over the last few weeks and to inspire my clients, and stories of people who are using this time to be positive and to feel like there's opportunities out there instead of feeling the fear and getting stuck in what's going wrong at the moment. So I'm talking to Riki Geard, who's a mum of 3 from Edinburgh, and I'm just going to let Riki tell you what's been happening with her business.
Thank you, Lee. Well, I've gently been promoting my business through my personal Facebook and Instagram for the last few months, and only just launched my business Instagram, which is called Live, Love, Cook, on Sunday. I'm a Thermomix advisor, so I sell this amazing kitchen appliance called a Thermomix TM6. It was voted best kitchen gadget of the year last year, and I earn commission on my sales. My business is called Live, Love, Cook because while making the sale is obviously the revenue generator, I also wanted a place where I could share my passion for health, fitness and cooking with people and be an inspiration and an encouragement, especially to busy mums, and extending that to any busy household that wants to be healthy and happy. So before coronavirus, I would hold cooking demos in either my kitchen or my customers' kitchens, and the whole business model was centered around friends coming together and getting involved in an interactive and fun cooking experience with me and using the Thermomix in all the recipes. So each person who was at the cooking experience would have a chance to work through a recipe and really get to see the wow of the machine in action. And then they would sit down to enjoy a 3-course lunch together. So they'd have seen the machine in action and then actually tasted the food that we would have made together.
So it's really hands-on. Yeah, I've actually been to 1 or 2 of those demos before. So
okay.
The Thermomix is quite an amazing machine. I'm very keen to invest in one at some point. My friends who have them say that they've like got rid of their kitchen aids and all the rest of it because this just does everything.
Yeah, it really does do absolutely everything that you need an additional kitchen appliance to do. You know, you still need the oven to bake a cake, for example, or bake bread, but all the prep work is done in the Thermomix, and I could talk forever about that, but that's another call.
We've passionate about the product. So what are you doing now that you can't go to people's homes?
Exactly. So now I've moved towards doing virtual demos. We've been encouraged, obviously, by head office to do that. I've got a little setup, with a light, which I haven't switched on now. And just head office has really encouraged us to step out of our comfort zones and get going with the virtual demos. I've been asked by potential customers if I could, instead of having a virtual demo, send them little video clips of food which I'm preparing, so that they can show their husbands then as well, if they need to get the okay from them. So gone online with that. I can still share the wow of the machine, but obviously the element of tasting the food is not possible. I've also now been a lot more active on social media, to obviously share what I'm cooking and baking at home, and to raise the profile of the business and the machine and myself. But I had been in 2 minds about posting food and exercise photos on social media, given the context of all the suffering that we're seeing, and especially when we were going through that time where here in the UK, the food shelves were empty, and I just thought, is it right for me to be doing that? And my youngest brother's a doctor, so he was battling to buy food, and I didn't want to be, what's the right word?
Yeah, it's
and
kind of like a weird time where no one knew what to say, and no one knew how to move forward, because it was all so iffy. And especially with all we did see a lot of suffering going on. So then how do you approach that as a business and try and move forward?
Yeah. So I stopped with my social media. I had big plans for launching my new business Instagram. I'd been planning what the perfect first post was going to look like, what my 9-photo grid was going to look like, and I just completely stopped.
And now have you jumped in and started sharing?
Yes, I have. So on Sunday, I woke up to a social media post by my other brother that said, change the plan, not the purpose.
There we go.
And that really, and it really spoke to my heart, because my purpose, even though, yes, it's the sale, it's the ultimate sale that's going to, generate revenue. My passion is to share my love for cooking, for fitness, health, real family life, be an encouragement and inspiration to others. So it just kind of said to me, that's your purpose, and just go with it, because it will be uplifting. And now more than ever, people do need to look after themselves physically and mentally, as they're looking after everyone around them in their home as well.
Yes. Yeah. And they need that sort of connection point, So like I was saying to someone this morning, I always look at it in terms of Maslow's, that Maslow's hierarchy of needs that we all learned in school. So, something like the Thermomix might be seen as something being like right at the top of that pyramid, like really aspirational. And right now people are sitting in the bottom, where they're thinking about like their survival needs and how am I just going to get through the day. So maybe selling to them right now is not the right thing, but you can still meet that need in a different way. You can still help them, you can inspire them and uplift them and help them through the day and give them ideas, maybe an idea of what to do with the kids, or how to stock your freezer, if you're using something like a Thermomix. And there's so much more you can provide, that I think it's such a fantastic opportunity right now for so many businesses who cannot operate, to just turn their focus to adding value, which is what you ought to be doing anyway in the first place. Just to spend the next foreseeable future, let's call it 6 months, just adding value and building an audience and getting known and truly giving to people from a place where you cannot get anything back. That's just taken off the table completely. So all we can do is build an audience and help people. And then when we come out of this, you as a business you'll have such a strong following of people who understand what you're about and feel like they know you and would like to support your business when they can. It's a great opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fantastic. I love that you're doing that, especially because you're a new business. So, the temptation for a lot of new businesses is to go, oh, well, I just have to shelve it for 6 months. I can't do anything. But to keep going through and realizing at this early stage in your business, well, actually, I can still show up and help people is fantastic.
And, I think so. And I think especially if it's something that you're passionate about, and it's a cliche, but if your heart is in the right place, then absolutely, now is the time.
Now is the time. Brilliant. I love it. So what do you think, my next question, which is coming, is what do you think about about your mindset or your support system or your experiences? What do you think about who you are has made you approach this in this way?
So I've said how, I still wanted to be able to share my passion for cooking and baking and be an inspiration and an encouragement. And even my personal Instagram and Facebook has always had that kind of purpose behind it. It's not to say that I always wanted to portray a perfect life, but a real life, but always in an uplifting way, so to speak. You know, so if there was a time on my personal page where I'd talk about the loss of my parents, there'd always be an uplifting, you know, I'd only post it because I wanted it to be an uplifting message. So
you've always put a positive spin then on things,
yes.
and wanted to share that with people, that positivity.
Yeah. So in that time of limbo, you know, for the last few weeks, I was still feeling I still needed to share that passion and still be that kind of kind person in the world, you know.
Yes.
So that was the one thing. And then the other thing is I quite quickly realized after a week of homeschooling, or kind of just trying to stick to, because I know homeschooling is very different from, you know, the kids sitting down in a classroom kind of environment. So I had, you know, my 3 kids. I've got my little 3-year-old niece staying with us as well. So I quickly realized that I actually did need to have a positive focus and something that I could still pour good energy into that would progress and keep me moving forward. You know, while keeping home, and my husband and my sister-in-law are working you know, full-time from home now. So I needed to have my little thing. Not that I was going to spend lots of time on it, but that, you know, I'd be able to move forward.
It's actually a really good tip, though, to just, you've got to have that thing that keeps you engaged, that thing that's for you, that, you know, so whether it's like you get up an hour earlier and you spend your time having coffee by yourself or doing yoga or journaling or whatever it is, you've got to find that focus for yourself. Something to focus on and something to kind of grab onto to keep you getting through the day.
Absolutely. And for the kids to also see and respect that even though, you know, I don't have the big job in the family and I'm not the breadwinner with my small business, it is my small business, which I do love and which does need some care and attention.
Yeah, and for you to be like modeling that, for them to see that you're putting in that effort and, you know, positive attitude, and effort pays off. I always think it's really great for kids to watch their parents building a business, especially their mums build a business, because we're so much about meeting our children's needs. So to have them watch build something that's not just about them, I think is a really positive thing. So would that be sort of your advice for anyone else who is trying to run a business at the moment, is just to find that positive focus in what they're doing?
Yeah, definitely. I think believe in yourself, be true to yourself, you know, just going back to that purpose. Feel the fear and do it anyway, you know, stepping out of your comfort zone. I think we're all in a position where we're having to adapt, just to hold on to the positives and keep moving forward.
Yes, totally. And, you know, to find those things every day, like to be able to feel the fear and do it anyway, you've got to find those things every day that give you that sort of power or that boost, because you can't keep on being everything to everyone if you don't fill up it with what you need first. Right? Yeah.
Absolutely.
This was great. It was so lovely to meet you. And
thank you
for sharing your story with us. I hope it's inspired some people. I find every single one of these stories inspiring. I love listening to how people are adapting and shifting things at the moment. And thank you for joining me.
Well, thank you for inviting me on the call with you, and look forward to hearing everyone else's stories too.